today we are going to do some hand sewing on Teto, and this should be, I think, the last things I have to do to the jacket. I think. Oh no, there is one more thing. I'll talk about that too. But are y'all ready to see this almost completed jacket? Because I am so excited about how this looks. Look at it! Look at it! It's so beautiful. I'll show y'all what I need to do to it in terms of hand sewing, because it looks like it's done, doesn't it? Well, first of all, let's show this off. Okay, this thing is partially lined. Ooh, ooh! Look at her! Look at that clean! Look at that! Look at this! Look at that! Look at that hem. She's beautiful. Okay, this is what we're hand sewing. So it's only partially lined. I didn't line the sleeves because I was like, I'm gonna want to dance in this cosplay, and if I line the sleeves, it might, like, I don't know. It also might be hot if I lined the sleeves, so I didn't line the sleeves. So in so look. This is what we're taking care of today. I've got some bias strip. It's not, well, I guess it's bias tape. It's a strip cut on the bias, and I'm gonna hand sew this in there so that it covers all of this ugly stuff up. That's what we're doing today. Oh, I also gotta show y'all. Let me go ahead and show y'all this. This is another thing for Teto. I gotta unpin it from the dress form. This is her belt. Look at that. So the belt on the bottom, if you're unfamiliar with who, like, Teto is, this design of Teto is like her rebirth. But this belt that goes on her skirt, it's like a hanging belt off of her skirt. This is a nod to her original design. I did it with piecing, with chain piecing. I followed like a little quilting tutorial on how to get triangles like that. And because I was doing something with quilting, there is a random little scrap of a different fabric. And this scrap of fabric is actually from my grandma's scraps that I got after she passed. And I thought, because I was doing a quilting thing, and because the cosplay relates to music, that I would do a little homage in the middle of the belt. So that's what that is. That is a scrap from Grandma. A couple funny things about my grandma. It was like maybe a week and a half ago. It was her birthday. And I have not been using my grandma's machine very much. Mostly because I have gotten so, like, I like to stand up and sew. Like, because I only have one chair in here. I don't like moving the chair over to the other desk and then having to, like, commit to sitting there and sewing. I prefer to just walk over here and use this machine. But I had been struggling with these lines, which these lines are supposed to represent a music staff, just like Strawberry Miku, except there's no notes on them. And I decided to see if I could try to do it on my grandma's machine. The big problem I was having was the fabric was bunching up really bad. And I don't have a walking foot that, like, I have one that fits on my crafter, the one that's on the table. But it's not, it's like a really cheap one. It doesn't quite, like, it'll work, but it doesn't quite fit right. It doesn't work as well. And the FOF has a built-in walking foot. So I was trying to see if I could if I could sew the music staff lines on with my grandma's machine, which I didn't think I could do because I don't have, like, a couching or a cording foot for that machine. I only have the feet that it came with, or that she had. because the FOF uses like proprietary feet, whereas this machine I can put like any other foot on. But the FOFs are like you have to buy. I would have to buy a sewing foot, and it would probably be expensive. But I tried it with just whatever one of the random feet that I have for that thing. It wasn't actually guiding the cording like where it's supposed to go, but was just trying to take advantage of that walking foot. Well, it's not even a walking foot. It has like an arm on the back, like behind the foot. So every foot is a walking foot. But it worked a lot better. These here, I did on the FOF, and there is no lining to the sleeves. There's like no stabilizer, nothing. These were just sewn directly onto one layer of pretty thin, like thinly weighted gabardine. And they came out great because of the walking foot. And so I did all of the lines on the jacket with my grandma's machine. But what was funny was, like I said, I hadn't been using it for a while. And then the day I used it a whole bunch, my mom texted me and was like, oh, by the way, it's Grandma's birthday. Burn some food in honor of her. I was like, well, I didn't even think about it, but I did. Yeah, a round of thank you, Grandma, for the music staff. That, if I have not, I don't know that I've ever explained this in my content, but my grandma was very, very, very into music. She was a singer. She played the piano. When I did college marching band, I only did college marching band for 1 year because the culture was awful. It was not, it was bad. It was first of all, I was very young and didn't really know how to make friends. I didn't really know how to socialize back then, so I did not have any friends. And the thing that I blamed it on was that when I was in high school, I had plenty of friends in marching band, but everybody was they were all in different sections. Like, I was friends with clarinet players and trombone players and all different kinds of things. I only had like 2 trumpet player friends. I didn't really get along with the rest of the trumpet section, despite being the section leader for 2 years. There were like 2 or 3 people, like I was friendly with everybody, but I was like friends with like 2 people. And all of my good friends, some people that I'm still friends with today, were in other sections and played other instruments. And we were like, in college band, you couldn't really be friends with other people in other sections, not because that was like the culture, but because you never got to see them. You were never around them. And so I never made any friends in college marching band. And everyone was mean to me because I was weird. I did it 1 year, and then I quit the second year. And honestly, probably a good thing I did, because like I was a graphic design major. We had a lot of to do. So I got to focus on my art and not my music. But my grandma came when, I'm sure she saw something I did in high school, but she came to see me at a game in college at some point. And she cried. She loved it. She was mad at me when I quit. But my grandma, there was this thing she always did when we were little. There was this big choir that happened. I don't know if it was like, it was some big community choir that my grandma was always in. And at Christmas, they did this thing where they all stood in this giant Christmas tree. Like, they had this big Christmas tree set where like people were standing in rows, and it was like a big human Christmas tree. And she would sing in the Christmas tree every year, and it was very cool. And I don't think I was alive. It was like a special thing if you got to be the angel in the tree, so like you were like the top of the tree. I think I was not alive yet when she got to be the angel, but I did get to see her in the Christmas tree a couple times when I was little. Pink Coffin says band sounds like cruel chaos. College band was cruel, and it was chaos, and it was so much more work than it was worth. Like, I loved high school band. to put it in perspective, high school band was, band class every, I think it was every day. I can't remember. Some stuff was how sometimes in school it's I guess we had band every day. I don't know. Band class every day, which is just you're playing music, right? You're not outside practicing. You had band class every day. And then it was just Tuesday, Thursday was band practice, which is not a lot. And then occasionally we would have sectionals, which is where you practice just with your section. And we would usually just do those before practice. And we didn't do them all the time. We would do them before a big competition or something, or if it wasn't often. You weren't often going to sectionals. And then it was Friday night was the football game, and then we would go to 3 or 4 competitions a year, which I loved. I loved going to competition. I think it's why I sought out cosplay competitions, was because I loved band competitions so much. I just loved being around other band kids and seeing everybody's performances, and genuinely loved that. It was my favorite thing about high school band. College band doesn't have any competitions. College band, in contrast, the responsibilities of college band was there is no inside band class. Band class is band practice, which is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So way more. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The football game's on Saturday. And then often, almost every week, we would have sectionals on Sunday. So you got 2 days off from this on top of being a college student and having to do college student. And there's no goddamn competitions. So it's not even you get to go and see. It was I didn't even get to do my favorite part, And also we in high school band, it was one show for the whole year. And so you basically learn the whole show at band camp, which is the week of practice before school starts. Band camp was always a slog to get through, but it was, rewarding after, because by the end of it, you knew the entire show for the whole year, and you only had to know the one show. In college band, it was a new show every 2 weeks. We had to learn a new show. And one of my favorite things about marching was the act of controlling your body and having your body go to a specific point while you're also playing a complex piece of music and feeling like a badass that you can do that. Well, in college band, because we only had shows that were 2 weeks in length, I couldn't memorize any, in a high school band, you usually memorize your music. In college, I just didn't play because I couldn't memorize it in 2 weeks, and I couldn't, you can't practice in your dorms, and it's also I hate this is too much. I don't care, when the am I gonna practice when all I'm doing is being at band practice? I'm gonna get to my spot, but I'm not playing anymore. Sounds like a way for the college to make money while having a free band. Well, here was the biggest thing. The thing that was the biggest killer was nobody gives a about the band. People want the band to get off the field so the football can come back. And in high school, people in my high school, even if your high school wasn't into your high school band, when you went to competitions, all of your hard work was loved and appreciated by your peers, your other marching band members, and there was nothing like that in college band. And I remember watching a video that somebody had gotten of the performance and had posted it, and you could hear somebody in the background going, "Oh, here comes the band." It was just dude, Do you have any idea how hard I worked to do that show? I don't know how I went on a rant about college band, but it was miserable. But one of the things I love about this Teto design is that, you know, it reminds me of a marching band uniform. It's obviously supposed to be like military-y, but obviously marching band uniforms are based on military uniforms. But to me, this is marching bandy, and it makes me happy. So if you missed it at all, I have been taking ballet classes since the beginning of the year, and it's a very small adult ballet class, and usually there's like 3 people, sometimes there's 4, usually there's 3. But there's this one girl that's always there, and she's very good. She used to do ballet. Like I have never done ballet, so I'm terrible. And my teacher is very patient with me. He always just looks at me and he's just like, just follow along. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this, but just try. And I'm just like, cool. And he's even said to me, like, he loves that I'm just out here trying, you know? Like, I'm not good at all, but I'm here to fucking learn. But my balance is getting so much better, which is great. My entire goal... Okay, these are my goals for ballet. First of all, I need a dance foundation, and I don't have one, and this is giving me one. All right, look at that. Look at that. Look at this one, and how bad it looks. And now look at that. Nice and clean. Nice and clean on the inside. No one will ever see this, but it's clean. Woo. I say no one will ever see this, but I'm kind of thinking about maybe competing in Teto. Okay, I'll talk about maybe competing in Teto, and then I have some weird drama. This isn't cosplay drama. This is some weird drama. This isn't regular people drama. This is internet drama, but we'll get to that. I'm gonna talk about Teto competing after I get this thing set up. About Teto competing. This is Pins' doing. So Pins sent me a link to the new MetroCon costume contest rules. Or not rules, but like, apparently MetroCon is completely revamping the way they do their costume contest. And they are having like 3 different costume contests, which is a big deal. Okay, this is something I want more cons to do, and it's the kind of thing where I'm like, I want to go make content here because I want to applaud this effort. So they're having a craftsmanship only costume contest. So just craftsmanship is judged, no performance. Just craftsmanship, so a walk-on contest. They're having one of those. They're having a performance-only costume contest, so no craftsmanship involved. You just go, you can buy your cosplay, you go and you do a performance. Also very cool for them to do. And then they're having a half craftsman, half performance-based contest. So 3 different ones. That's 3 different contests. Celebrating every kind of cosplayer. That's amazing, and I want to go and I want to applaud that. And I don't really care if I win or not. But this is a beautiful, beautiful costume. And I could go and the big thing is I would want to go do a Teto performance. So that was the big thing, was I wanted to try to go to A-Kon and go do A-Kon's Idol Fest, but A-Kon got canceled. And the other thing was A-Kon is like a week after MomoCon, but MetroCon is in July. It's down in Tampa. Pins, not to dox Pins, they don't live there now. Pins doesn't live in Tampa now, but Pins is from Tampa. So Pins has been to MetroCon many times. The caveat is I don't really want to go alone, and Joe can't go because Joe has stuff. But if Pins and Snip can go, I might go to MetroCon and I might go compete in Teto and do a Teto performance. If my buddies can go, then I will go. Oh, Lux says their local con does that. I wish more cons would do that. I feel like I have a friend. I have a dear friend. Her name is Melanie. She doesn't make her cosplays, but she has always been wishing for more diversity in what the contests are about, because she's a great performer, and I would love it if more cons started doing, you know, like putting on 3 where you get craftsmen only, so people that don't want to perform, people that just want to make a cosplay and don't want to perform. I know there's plenty of people like that. Excuse me. People that just want to perform and don't want to make a cosplay. There's plenty of people like that. And then there's plenty of people like me who want to do both. And I feel like if I go and I make a video and I celebrate that, then I can highlight it to lots of people. And, you know, MetroCon will be like, oh wow, this was such great publicity just because we did this costume contest. And maybe cons will start to see, like, hey, if you want people, or even just if you want me to go, if you want the influence that I can bring, I will only bring that influence where I think it's warranted, you know? I am so happy I had enough extra bias strip and I didn't have to cut any more. But yeah, that would be fun. And it would also give me a long time to prepare for it. Yeah, Salad Glove is like, I don't want to perform. Yeah, there's plenty of people that are like, I just want to make stuff and maybe compete, but I don't want to perform. And I love that there's options for that. And like, obviously, Dragon Con has like the Friday night costume contest and they have the masquerade. The masquerade at Dragon Con, the rules are really weird, but also there is no, my big thing with the Dragon Con masquerade is there is no screen. And I would like a screen. If I'm going to perform, I would like a screen. I am not, that was the other thing, was in the MetroCon costume contest rules, it looked like there might be a screen. I kind of want to reach out to the organizers and ask a little bit about the screen, because obviously y'all know what I do. That part's important. But if there is a screen in any capacity, I'm good with that. Dragon Con has no such thing. Dragon Con has nothing. It's just a stage. Are y'all ready for some drama? So, the important context is my older brother. This is about my older brother, okay? My older brother has been very involved in the Pokemon scene, the Pokemon online community, for a very long time. If anybody knows what the website Smogon is, Smogon is a Pokemon forum about like the trading card game and about like competitive play. He's very good at both of those things. He is the best that ever was. He's the Pokemon Championship of the world. No, he's not. He doesn't really go to like a lot of competitions and things like that. If you know anything about Pokemon, and if you're familiar with like EVs and IVs, if you're not, there's basically a such thing as like you can use like you can manipulate a random number generator to get perfect Pokemon with perfect EVs and IVs. I won't pretend that I know how it works. But my brother is and was and has always been very into that kind of stuff. He is deep in the nuances of Pokemon, both the trading card game and I don't mean like he knows every Pokemon. Of course he knows every Pokemon. He knows like really weird niche details that most people have probably never heard of in their lives, okay? So, the other day, he messaged me and he was like, Sarah, I think this guy on YouTube plagiarized this Smogon blog post that I did back in September. And this is really hard to explain because it's like very, very niche, like I am a layman to this, okay? Like, this is very deep Pokemon stuff. But essentially, there was this thing with an update to Pokemon Home that opened the possibility, not for real, opened the possibility that there would be, you might be able to transfer Pokemon that have like these perfect natures to where you might at some point be able to get a Pokemon that can do a perfect like one-hit KO. It was incredibly specific. It was like nothing that came out of my mouth just sounded like sense. But this is a thing that my older brother wrote, okay? I'll give you my older brother's Pokemon screen name is the Mantike. So I'm going to refer to him as the Mantike and not his real name. And he showed me this and I was like, I don't understand any of what any of this means. But he showed me the blog post and he showed me the video. And I was like, well, if you think he plagiarized you, like, message him on Twitter. Like, this YouTuber had like 50K subscribers. He was getting good views though. Like, and he had a, like, first of all, the video in question had a sponsorship. So like, dude got paid. My brother was not really aware of how much he probably made on this video. And I, with my YouTube back-end wisdom of a channel slightly, you know, I guess twice the size as his, gave I gave my brother some estimates of how much I thought this guy probably made on this video. And I was just like, just message him. But my brother then had some of his Pokemon friends like look at the situation and they were like, you were the only person on the planet that would connect these dots this way. You were the only person. You were the only person that cares this much about these very niche things. It's only you. This is plagiarism. A couple of his friends were able to point out a couple different instances that were like really blatant in the writing of the YouTube video. Like in the original blog post, my brother referred to this thing as he called it a one-way street. It's a one-way street. Okay. One-way street is a common phrase. In the YouTube video, describing the same thing, the guy calls it a one-way ticket, which is similar, which is a thing, but came across very, let me just change some of these words around, you know? And when I told my brother how much I estimated that I thought this guy might have made on this video, he was pretty mad. He still wasn't sure, but he messaged the guy on Twitter, and turns out he did in fact plagiarize him. Because he ended up giving him credit in the description of the video. Dude, so my brother's random, very niche Pokemon stuff got plagiarized by some Pokemon YouTuber. Which probably means he's probably doing this to other people. My response when he first told me about this, I said, call H-Bomber guy. Call him. And my brother had not watched if you don't know what I'm talking about, H-Bomber Guy is a very big YouTuber. And when H-Bomber Guy puts out a video, the entire YouTube community just stops for a minute to watch it. He did like a 3-hour video on plagiarism in December, calling out various people and how rampant it is. And it's not even just like people not citing sources appropriately. I would not say that I cite my sources appropriately. I don't use the academic citing thing. I'll be like, here's a bunch of where I got this information, and just leave the links like in the description. Like, when I did I don't put the page there, but like Control F is a thing. Like, it takes a lot of work to do an academic source. Like, I don't blame anybody for just leaving a link and not doing an academic source. But this guy just like didn't credit him at all. And it's wild that in a post H-Bomber guy plagiarism world, that somebody out here doing that. Like, I don't know how my brother found this video, but like how much stuff is just getting plagiarized, you know? The entire topic of the video, it wasn't even like a part of the video. It was the whole video was on the subject of this post that my brother did. So you fully saw this blog post and was like, I can make this video. I can make money on somebody else's work. Somebody else's research. That video is so good, and there's still stuff going on with the... Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, how the are y'all... How post the giant expose by H-Bomber guy are y'all still doing this? Alright? Like, come on. You're gonna get caught. And, like, I get the guy's like a 50K subscriber guy. But, like, 50K is nothing to stick your nose up at. 50K is a decent size of a YouTuber. Like, I still feel like I'm a micro YouTuber, like, at 150. But 50K is nothing to sneeze at. And the guy's getting good views because it's about Pokemon. Like, the more mainstream of thing you're making videos about, the easier it is for you to blow up. We did it, y'all. All that ugly stuff is gone. All encased in this bias tape. It's all gone. And I was going to say this earlier, but when I was talking about competing in Teto, the biggest reason I did this is because the biggest dick move you can do when you've made a jacket and you go get judged, the biggest dick move you can make is to take your jacket off and show the judges the inside of your jacket. Because, like, this, beautiful, gorgeous. The inside tells a story. And this is a good story. This is what you want to see. This is a beautiful inside of a jacket. Oh. Do we want to see it on? I'm about to end the stream, but I will put on the jacket for you. Give me a memento. I did not manage to get the snaps on, but we did get the binding on those done. So this doesn't actually have an attachment yet. Wrong way. Yeah. Oh. Where's my strap? Where's my strap? That strap. I want this strap. So this buckles over here onto this loop, which is a little difficult. Okay, I can't get it. But these buckle together. I can probably do this one. Yeah, and then this buckles over here. Hey. Like, it's so marching band, is it not? Like, I get it. It's military. It's not marching band. But to me, military is marching band. This was our 10 hut. It was 10 hut pride. Oh, can I tell real quick before I go? I want to tell y'all a little story about these cuffs. Okay. They're leather. They're not real leather. They're pleather. But they're actually made of something that was called value vinyl that I bought at Walmart. It was a Walmart that had the fabric section. I bought it like 8 years ago, and I've used it I bought like 6 yards of it, okay? Because it was like $3. It was like $3 a yard. I found it at Walmart. I had to wait like 20 minutes for the guy to come over and cut the fabric for me because no one's ever there at the fabric counter at Walmart. But I persisted because it was such a good deal on a vinyl. And I put it... I've used it for so many cosplays. Like, anytime I needed a little black detail, it was Peridot's shorts. That's how far back this goes. Peridot's shorts. My entire Momo from My Hero Academia, that was this black vinyl that I painted with Tulip Color Shot. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. And it was still from that 6 yards that I bought it from 8 years ago. And Teto is the end of it. These cuffs and these belts. The last of the value vinyl from Walmart. The last of it. Anyway. Somebody's like, damn, that's a good deal. Yeah. Teto took the rest of it. But damn, don't these cuffs look so good? Ooh. And look. They're red on the inside. Ooh. Thanks for watching this year-old Patreon stream re-upload. If you want to see the Patreon streams actually live or in full, then you can check out my Patreon because you can get access for just $1 a month. And a big thank you to Mel, or Pocket Leaves, who's editing these streams down for me so I can focus on my main channel videos. You can check out Mel's work on either their channel Pocket Leaves or Pocket Cons, and sometimes you'll even see me in their con vlogs. It's a special occurrence when it happens. But as always, if you're just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, then you're supporting this channel too. So thank you. Bye!